Hello, friends. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Nivedita, Sundar, Navneet, Rukmini, Rashmi, Lopmudra, Akash, Sia, Anjali, Bhargav, Mari. Okay. Anisha, Akhil, Rishav, Jai Shakti, Rahan. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, Anisha, you are new to the class. Do not worry. Just watch the previous videos that we have covered as a part of Ancient India. Okay. And specifically, we'll move forward. Okay. Yes, Harsh, good afternoon. Dipanshu, good afternoon. Preksha, Prathamesh, hello. Hi, Ashish. So, guys, now before I begin with today's session, let me go for a quick question and answer round. Okay? A very quick question and answer round, and then I will start with the Sangam age. Yes, guys. 5 questions I would be asking. Okay. And in that case, please try to answer it faster. I'll be giving you the time of 5 seconds to answer these questions. Okay. So, which ruler of Mauryan Empire was called as Antiochates in Greek and Latin literature? Yes, fast. Very fast. Which ruler? Very good, Harsh. You have given the correct answer. Lopamudra, Rishi, Deepak, you are wrong. Atul, you are wrong. Manuru, you are wrong. Rahan, Harsh, Akash, you are correct. No, Akash, you are wrong again. Guys, Abhishek, you are correct. Answer to this question is Bindusar. We have discussed, my friends, Bindusar, he was being called as Antiochates. Chandragupta Maurya was called as Sandrokotas or Androkotas. See, many a times students do one mistake, and that major mistake is they read things very fast. First of all, before attempting a question, guys, stop for 5 seconds. Okay? Second question. Second question is, guys, today's class would be approximately till 4:15, 4:20. Okay? Because I have another class to take. So we'll try and cover as much as possible. My second question to you guys is, who was considered as the founder of Shunga dynasty? Fast. We had seen that yesterday. Who was considered as the founder of Shunga dynasty? Very good, Dhanush. Very good, Abhishek, Harsh, Rishi, Mari, Amisha, Preksha, Atul, Sia, Lopamudra, Abhishek, Akash, Rahan, Himanshu, everyone. Wonderful, wonderful. Pavitra, everyone. Now, my one question is, we have discussed the rulers of Shunga dynasty. I have told you that one ruler, he used to hold the court simultaneously at 2 places. One was at Patliputra, second one was at Vidisha or Besnagar in MP. Who was the ruler of that? Who was the ruler of Shunga dynasty? Harsh has given the very first answer and very correct answer. Harsh, Abhishek, Nivedita, Mari, Sundar. Very good, very good. Himanshu, the name starts with V. Guys, I'm not playing Damsharaj here. Name starts with V or my friend's answer to this is B, Bhagbhadra. Okay, capital was Vidisha. No, Roop Chandra, it is not Pushyamitra Shung. It is Bhagbhadra. Very good. As per the polls, what I can see here, 97% of the aspirants have given the correct answer. Fourth question, I'll be asking only 5 questions. Okay. The fourth question is, who constructed the famous Dilwara Jain temple located in Mount Abu, Rajasthan? Yes. Dilwara Jain temple located in Mount Abu, Rajasthan. We had seen important temples yesterday. Very good, Dhanush, Harsh, Abhishek, you're wrong. Chamunda Rai is not the answer. Chamunda Rai constructed Bahubali statue. Sia, Nivedita, Jatin, Amisha, Sadvik, Anjali, everyone, perfect. Perfect. The answer to this question is Vimal Shah. And the last question that I'm going to ask you is, Fourth Buddhist Council. It was the only council to be conducted in Sanskrit language. Where was the council held? Name the place. Harsh, very good, Harsh. Dhanush, very good, everyone. Answer is Kashmir, Kashmir, Kashmir. Perfect, guys. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Wonderful. Preksha, Ashish, Akhil. Now let's start with Sangam age. And before I start with Sangam age, okay, now let me ask you one question. We have seen that there were 4 Buddhist council. We have seen that there were 2 specifically, what we say, Jain council. Now, how many Sangam were being held? Yes, please let me know. How many Sangams were being held? Any idea? Dhanush says 3. Amisha says 3. Nivedita says 3. Param says 3. And Sundar Rajan says 4. Guys, 3 Sangams were held. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of the word Sangam? Who are Cholas, Cheras and Pandyas? What is Tolka PM? Okay. Apart from this, what is the symbol of Cholas? Why were these kingdoms constantly fighting with each other? And why were these 3 South Indian kingdoms majorly prosperous? Okay. So what are the important Tamil literature? So here we are going to focus on those aspects. Again, full of stories, you have to listen. Apart from this, you have to remember the authors. So as per different historians, the word Sangam means association, union. Association of wandering monks and wandering bards. They used to wander from place to place, and after that, they used to compose different poems. They used to compose different epics. As per historian, there were 3 Sangams that were being held at different places. And all these 3 Sangams were being patronized by Pandyan dynasty rulers. All the 3 Sangam. Okay. So first Sangam, it was held in Old Madurai. Okay. And this Sangam, it was being chaired by Agastya Rishi. There is no major literature associated with first Sangam. Okay, there is no major literature associated with first Sangam because many historians believe that the first Sangam was being attended by legendary gods and sages. And few historians believe that the first Sangam, the story of Parshuram, was being narrated. Okay. Now, I'll give you a very small example about, or you might have heard about Lord Parshuram. He's also considered as one of the Dash avatars or 10 avatars of Lord Vishnu. Like, there's a short story about this. Like, on the banks of river Chambal, there is a place called as Janapao. And Janapao, this place is located near Indore, 50 to 60 kilometers away from Indore. And here there used to be an Rishi Muni whose name was Jamdagni Rishi. And Jamdagni Rishi was living along with his wife named as Renuka. Now they had 6 to 7 sons, and one among the sons was Ram. Okay. Now Jamdagni Rishi, he had a practice that every day he used to perform like Abhishekam of Shivling, and he used to make that Shivling with the help of a mud. So his wife Renuka, she used to go to river Chambal and fetch the fresh water to make the Shivling. One fine day in the evening, she goes to the Chambal river, and she sees that there were 2 people who were going. She saw them in the space. Probably they might be the messengers of Indra. And she was very fascinated about them. And she started looking at them. Now the time for puja was he was getting late, Jamdagni Rishi. Jamdagni Rishi got annoyed and angry, and he asked all of his sons, go and kill your mother. He got so angry, Jamdagni Rishi. Everyone denied. He called one of his sons whose name was Ram, that go and kill your mother and fetch immediately the water. He goes, he kills his mother, fetches the water. After some time performing the puja, Jamdagni Rishi asked specifically, that what do you want? Because you are one of my obedient son. So he says that I want that all my brothers should be again made alive and my mother should be made alive. So through his spiritual powers, all of them were made alive. One fine day, Jamdagni Rishi was being killed by, specifically whom? Killed by one of the rulers. And it is said that at that time, the most powerful Kshatriya ruler was Sahasrabahu. Sahasrabahu means one with 1,000 arms. So at that time, Ram, he got so angry that he started worshipping Lord Shiva. And he was given an axe, and his name became Parshuram. He destroyed Kshatriya for the 21 times. Okay. So this is a story about Parshuram, who is also considered as one of the avatars of Lord Vishnu. And this story was narrated probably in the first Sangam. So there is no major literature associated with first Sangam. And first Sangam was held in Old Madurai. Now let's move back to second Sangam. Okay. See, yeah, just you have to remember that all the three Sangam were being patronized by Pandyan dynasty rulers. That's it. There's no need to remember the names. Okay. Second Sangam. Second Sangam was held at a place called as Kapadapuram, which is located in Tirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu. And second Sangam, specifically it is said that a very important book has been written. And that book is called as Tolka PM. Tolka PM, this book was being written by Tolka PR. And who was, like, what is Tolka PM? My friends, if you remember, we had studied Ashtadhyayi in Vedic literature. So what was Ashtadhyayi? Ashtadhyayi was the first book on Sanskrit grammar. Similarly, a direct question has been asked in the examination. What is Tolka PM? So Tolka PM, it's a book on Tamil grammar. Very important one. Okay? And this book was being written by Tolka PR. And this happened in second Sangam. Third Sangam. Third Sangam. Majority of the Sangam literature was written down in third Sangam. And the third Sangam took place again in Madurai. And this Sangam was chaired by Nakkirar. Okay? So what do you need to remember about first, second, and third Sangam? Just listen to me very carefully. Again, within next 30 seconds, I'm repeating the point, and then I'll make you note it down. Totally, there were three Sangams, which extended precisely from 3rd century BC to approximately 2nd century or 3rd century AD. All the three Sangams mention about three important dynasties of South India: Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas. Precisely speaking, all the three Sangam were being patronized by Pandyan dynasty rulers. The first Sangam, it was attended by legendary gods and sages. No major output of the first Sangam. And secondly, the most important aspect, it was being presided by Agastya Rishi. It was held in Old Madurai. Second Sangam, the most important one. In second Sangam, which was held at Kapadapuram, located in Tirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu, the most important book on Tamil grammar was written. And that book is called as, specifically, that book is called as Tolka PM. And Tolka PM was written by Tolka PR. Third Sangam, it was chaired by Nakkirar. It is not Nakkiyar, it is Nakkirar. Okay? And majority of the Sangam literature was written down during the third Sangam. Got the points clear? And this Sangam was held at a place called as Madurai. So it was held in Madurai. Okay, guys? So please note down fast. See, Dhanush has, like Dhanush, you are saying that I'll tell you one important aspect. Okay. See, as a, what we say, teacher of history, or you can say that everyone is in the stage of learning. So as a student of history, I can also tell you one thing, that many of them believe that, do you know, have you heard about a word? See, I'm going like, it is much, the topic is much beyond UPSC as well. But here we are going for IB ACIO. Have you heard about a place called as Kumari Kandam? Anyone? Dhanush, you will get your answer here. Have you heard about this place, Kumari Kandam? Rahan says yes. Prathamesh says yes. Rukmini says no. Okay. Nivedita says yes. Okay. Raghu and everyone says yes. Guys, in many of the Sangam books, it is said that Kumari Kandam is a lost continent. It was a continent that was present previously. Okay. Now, I'll give you a very small example about this. In 19th century, a very small example. Hence, it is always said that you should try and correlate things. Yes, a submerged continent, perfect, Param, very good. I'll give you a very small example. There was a British zoologist whose name was Philip Scarlett. Listen to this story again. That is just a short story of 1 minute. There was a British zoologist whose name was Philip Scarlett. Now, apart from having interest in animals, he was also fascinated towards understanding the origin of these animals. Okay? So once upon a time, he was wondering one thing, and what was that? That there is an animal called as lemur. Okay? And this animal lemur, it originally belongs to Madagascar. But this animal lemur, he was found at different places, particularly in southern part of India. It is found particularly in Sri Lanka. It is found in Southeast Asian countries and certain parts of Australia as well. Okay? So, specifically, he believed that how could have this animal migrated from Madagascar to these regions? So, one thesis suggests that there was a huge landmass. Okay? And probably this huge landmass was connected from Madagascar. It covered the entire region of Indian Ocean, particularly to southern part of Tamil Nadu, certain parts of Sri Lanka, certain parts of Australia and South Asia. And through this huge landmass, this lemur animal might have been migrated. Okay? So this is a theory that was being proposed by Philip Scarlett, and this theory is called as Lemuria or the lost continent. In Sangam text, you will find one more thing. In different Sangam texts such as Shilpadikaram, Manimekalai, Kundalkesi, there is mention of a continent which is submerged under the sea. And many believe that it had a beautiful civilization. It had lush green meadows. It has huge mountain ranges, paddy fields. But because of the devastating flood or probably an earthquake, this entire continent got submerged. And this submerged continent was referred as Kumari Kandam, also referred as Kumari, because of the hills prevalent there, which were referred as Kumari. So there could be a connection between these two. Lemuria thesis given by Philip Scarlett, the lost continent, and the Kumari Kandam. Okay? So, yes, it could be because of the continental drifting. Yes, true, Harsh. So, specifically speaking, there are many aspects in the history which are quite hidden. Getting the points clear? So, Kumari Kandam is also referred as the lost continent. Hence, I usually say, whenever you read history, try to read in depth and detail. Try to understand the genesis behind that. Okay? Did you understand this, guys? Mehak, you should not leave a single page because I have just explained things. I'll make you write now. Okay? So you are a bit late here. So do not worry about this. So guys, please write fast. Sangam age basically extends from 3rd century BC. Write fast, okay, guys? Because today's class is just till 4:10, 4:15, and I'll just give you a break of 5 minutes. That's it, okay? So, Sangam age basically extends from 3rd century BC to 2nd century AD. Approximately. The word Sangam basically means an association. Himanshu, language is Tamil. The language of Tolkapiyam is Tamil. As I've told you, Tolkapiyam is the first book on Tamil grammar. Okay? And many historians also believe that Tamil is much ancient than Sanskrit as well. So, Sangam basically means an association of wandering monks and bards. Totally, there were 3 Sangam. First Sangam, held in Old Madurai. Wandering beings, they were not stationed at one particular place, Prathamesh. They used to move from one place to the others. Okay? First Sangam, Old Madurai. Presided by Agast Rishi. Shantanu, association of monks and bards. Bards means local legends, singers. Okay. Sangam basically means association of wandering monks and bards. First thing. First Sangam was held in Old Madurai. It was being presided by Agastya Rishi. there is no major literature associated with first Sangam. Second Sangam. It was held in Kapadapuram, Tirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu. Initially, it was presided by Agastya Rishi, later by Tolka PR. Very important, guys. It's not important, it's very important. Initially, it was presided by Agastya Rishi, later by Tolka PR. Who wrote the book Tolka PM, which is considered as a major book on Tamil grammar. A major book on Tamil grammar. Yes, Joel, last line of what do you want me to repeat? First Sangam. There is no major literature associated with first Sangam. Okay? Joel, the last line was there is no major literature associated with first Sangam. Second Sangam. Second Sangam, Prathamesh, it was held at Kapadapuram, chaired by Agastya Rishi, later part by Tolka PR. And the output is Tolka PM, book on Tamil grammar. Third Sangam. It was held in Madurai. It was held in Madurai. Sia, just write like in first Sangam if you want to remember that it was attended by gods. So it might be a hypothetical Sangam. So it was attended by gods. Okay. Third Sangam, held in Madurai, chaired by Nakirar. Nakirar. Majority of the Sangam literature was written down in third Sangam. I repeat, majority of the Sangam literature was written down in third Sangam. Okay? Then, all the three Sangams were being patronized by Pandyan dynasty rulers. Note down, all the three Sangams were being patronized by Pandyan dynasty ruler. Tolka PM already have explained you. Is it clear? Now let's understand about Sangam epics. And usually time and again there are questions in the examination about match the following. Who is the author of Shilpadikaram? Who is the author of Mani Mekalai? Who is the author of Kundal Kesi? Okay? Direct question is there. There is nothing called as like consider the following statement or something. Direct question. Okay? Same pattern is followed in SSC, followed in IB. So direct question in the form of match the following. On one side, they will write the name of the books. On the other side, they will write the name of the authors. Match the following. Or which among the following are incorrectly matched. Okay? Now let's understand the first Sangam, which is referred as, the first epic, which is called as Shilpadikaram. Okay? Now for understanding Shilpadikaram or understanding the story, you need to get introduced to 2 to 3 important characters. Does anyone who is listening to me right now knows the story of Shilpadikaram? Yes? Okay. Harsh knows this. Jai Shakti knows this. And the other, Lopamudra knows this. And the other says no. Now listen to me. Now this story actually rotates around three important characters. One is Kovlan, the other one is Kannaki, and the third one is Madhvi. Okay. Now what is the story? Let's understand this story. Kovlan and Kannaki are a happily married couple and they are living a blissful life. Okay? They are living a blissful life. Very good, Harsh. She cursed the entire empire. So Kovlan and Kannaki are a happily married couple and living a very blissful life. Now, what happens? Although Kovlan is married, he gets distracted and he falls into an extramarital affair with Madhvi. And she is a court dancer. Okay? Now, his wife Kannaki comes to know about this, but Kannaki forgives her husband. Now, one fine day, there is a festival dedicated to Lord Indra. And in that festival, Kovlan, he sings a song which Madhvi feels is dedicated to her. And the theme of the song was betrayal. On the other hand, Madhvi sings a song which Kovlan feels is dedicated towards him. And again, the theme is betrayal. Finally, Kovlan realizes his mistake and goes back to his wife, Kannaki. Kannaki, she's a chaste wife and she forgives whom? Kovlan. Now, both of them, they decide that they will leave this city. They are not going to stay in this city. And they move to a new city which is called as the city of Puhar. Okay. Now, what happened further? Now, Kovlan and Kannaki, they are newly married. They do not have money so that they can start a livelihood. They are penniless. They are destitute. They do not have a home to stay. So what does his wife, Kovlan's wife, Kannaki do? She gives her one of her anklet. Anklet in Hindi is called as payal. Okay. And says that, go and sell this anklet to a goldsmith. Whatever money you get by selling this anklet to the goldsmith, you can start a small, what we say, business with this. And we can start our livelihood. He says, okay. Now, Kovlan, he goes to a goldsmith and gives him an anklet. But unfortunately, what had happened? In that kingdom, the queen's anklet, okay, the queen had misplaced her anklet. And the anklet of the queen looked exactly similar to the anklet of Kannaki. Exactly similar. So the king has, what we say, made a ghoshna. The king has made an announcement that anyone who finds the queen's anklet would be rewarded. Now, as soon as Kovlan goes to that goldsmith to sell the anklet, he thinks that Kovlan is a thief and he has made a theft in the palace. Okay, he has conducted a robbery in the palace and he has robbed the anklet of the queen. Immediately he was being arrested. He was taken to the king. King, without any inquiry, he directly killed Kovlan. Now, Kannaki, his wife, comes to know about this. And when his wife Kannaki comes to know about it, she goes to the kingdom. She shows her second anklet and says that this is my anklet. This is not the queen's anklet. And you have not made a proper scrutiny. You have not made a proper investigation. I curse that entire kingdom will turn down into ashes. And this is what happened. The entire kingdom turned down into ashes in the coming few years due to the curse of Kannaki. Even today in southern part of India, Kannaki Amman or Kannaki Devi is worshipped. Even today. Not in South India, also in Sri Lanka. So there's a festival also dedicated to Kannaki Amman or Kannaki Devi. Okay, so she's one of the most revered deities. And this entire story has been narrated in an epic called as Shilpadikaram, written by Ilango Adigal. and Ilango Adigal was a Chera prince. Okay, this is not a Chola king, this is a Chera prince. So specifically speaking, this is the entire story of Shilpadikaram, the jeweled anklet. Wasn't the story interesting? So please note down short about Shilpadikaram. In short. Sanidhya, it is called a Shilpadikaram. See, there are different pronunciation, but just understand the pronunciation. It is Shilpadikaram. Okay, Sia, the Chera kingdom, for a particular point of time, turned down into ashes. Got it? We'll understand things, Madhav. Let's go in a step-by-step manner. It had the similar administrative functions like the functions that were prevalent in the northern part of India. We have seen the Mauryan Empire. Like in the Mauryan Empire, we had seen that king or Swami was at the apex of the administration, and he was assisted in performance of his duties by council of ministers referred as Mantri Parishad, headed by Pradhan Mantri. Similarly here, the king or the Rajan was assisted by council of ministers. Okay, Amiyachar. So there, the system was almost similar. Okay, apart from this, there was a proper system of envoys. There was a proper system of spies, Tuthar and Orar. Same thing. The terminologies are different. Administration is almost similar. But the administration of Cholas was very vibrant, particularly the village administration. Got the points, Madhav? Okay. Yes, true, Nivedita. So guys, please write down fast. Shilpadikaram. It is a story of a jeweled anklet. It is a story of a jeweled anklet written by Ilango Adigal. The story revolves around three important characters. The story revolves around three important characters: Kovlan, Kannaki, and Madhvi. Mani Meklai. Mani Meklai can be said as sequel of Shilpadikaram, second part of Shilpadikaram. How? Now, Mani Meklai, she was daughter of whom? Any idea? Just take a wild guess. Mani Meklai, she was a daughter of whom? Not Kovlan and Kannaki. She was a daughter of Kovlan and Madhvi. Okay. So the story goes like Mani Meklai, she was a daughter of Kovlan and Madhvi, that we have seen, the court dancer. Now, she was very pretty, she was very beautiful, but right from her childhood, she had a more inclination to become a Buddhist nun. Okay. So she had taken all the religious teachings from a spiritual guru whose name was Aravan Adikal. I repeat, Mani Meklai, she was a daughter of Kovlan and Madhvi, not Kannaki. She was very pretty, she was very beautiful. Okay. And in that case, what happened? It is said that right from her childhood, she had an inclination towards the Buddhism and she wanted to become a Buddhist nun. So what happened at that time? Like, it is believed by many historians that like she undertook the teachings of Buddhism from whom? A religious teacher whose name was specifically Aravan Adikal. Now, Aravan Adikal had given her a bowl. And in that bowl, when she fills the water and sees her face, she can make any wish from the bowl. And that bowl will fulfill her wish. She did not have any major wish. But there was a Chola prince who became a besotted lover of Mani Meklai, whose name was Uday Kumar. And Uday Kumar, now he wanted to marry Mani Meklai at any cost. Mani Meklai was not at all interested in marrying Uday Kumar. So she made a wish that she should be taken to a secluded island. She was taken to a secluded island. And at that time, Uday Kumar saw her making that wish. He himself reached that secluded island. Finally, Uday Kumar was being killed. And when Uday Kumar was being killed, Mani Meklai was being imprisoned by the king. Now, once upon a time, the king was moving in the kingdom and he saw that this lady was sitting on a higher pedestal and there were many people, there were many prisoners of the jail who were sitting at the lower pedestal and who were listening to somebody. When he came closer, he saw that the people or the prisoners in the jail are listening to Mani Meklai. And she spoke about Buddhism in a very beautiful manner. Immediately, the king released her. And in fact, it is said that later on she became a Buddhist nun. And the name of the Buddhist nun was Mani Meklai. And this entire story was being narrated in the form of a poet, by a poet Satanar of Madurai. So Mani Meklai, it's a poem or a story associated with a character Mani Meklai, daughter of Kovlan and Madhvi, written by poet Satanar. Okay, so please note down. Yes, Abhishek, what do you want me to repeat? The last line of the previous slide. The last line of the previous slide. Okay, the story rotates around 3 characters, Kovlan, Kannaki, and Madhvi. Okay. Deepak, the kingdom of Cheras was being cursed. Okay. Yes. Why the king Uday Kumar was being killed? Okay. Like as I've told you, he became a besotted lover and he was not leaving her. So what happened? Ultimately, she reached a secluded island. On that island, Uday Kumar was also present. Now, at that time, she again made a wish to the Baul that Uday Kumar should leave me right now. So the Baul presented in front of her a warrior, and that warrior killed Uday Kumar. And this is how Uday Kumar was being killed. Got the point, Pratap? Okay. So please note down fast about Mani Meklai. Mani Meklai is the story of Mani Meklai, the daughter of Kovlan and Madhvi. Kovlan and Madhvi. This Sangam epic was written by poet Satanar of Madurai. This Sangam epic was written by poet Satanar of Madurai. Kundal Kesi, the last Sangam epic. Now, this story actually rotates around 2 important characters, Bhadra, and the second character is Kalan. Okay. Abhishek, the name of the author is poet Satanar of Madurai. Okay. Poet Satanar of Madurai. Yes, Harsh, that's what I'm saying. The Sangam epic Mani Meklai was written by poet Satanar of Madurai. Got it? Now let's understand Kundal Kesi. Okay, Abhishek. Same point, Deepak, same point. The Sangam epic, what we say, Mani Meklai was written by poet Satanar of Madurai. Got it, Deepak? And Harsh, both. Kundal Kesi. Now, Kundal Kesi majorly rotates around 2 characters. One character is Bhadra and the second character is Kalan. Now, listen to me. Bhadra, she was being raised up by her father because she did not have a mother. At the very young age, her mother passed away. And her father was a very, very wealthy merchant. Very wealthy merchant. So what happened? Once upon a time, she was standing in the castle and she was very pretty and beautiful. And she saw that a person, a thief, was being beaten up by the soldiers. He was being paraded on the streets of Puhar. Puhar, it's the name of a place. Okay. and he was being taken to the king. And she felt a bit of pity, a mercy on this person, this thief whose name was Kalan. Okay. Now the king had announced that I am going to kill Kalan because he has performed a huge act of dacoity or robbery or theft. In that case, her father comes, who's Bhadra, and she requests her father that I want to marry Kalan. Her father was really very astonished. You are a daughter of the most wealthiest merchant of the town. Name the king you want to marry, name the prince you want to marry, name the person you want to marry, but you want to marry a thief. But she was hell-bent at that case. So he had to, what we say, come down before the wishes of her daughter, named as Bhadra. So he goes to the king and asks him that please release this person. The king says that I want the gold equivalent to the weight of Kalan, and secondly, I want 81 elephants in return. He was a wealthy merchant. He gave everything. Both of them were married, Bhadra and Kalan, and they were living a happy married life. Once upon a time, in a joking manner, okay, what happened? This lady, Bhadra, she called him Kalan as a thief. Now, this person, he got so infuriated, he got so annoyed and angry that he decides to kill his own wife, Bhadra. He takes her to a mountain cliff and says that now I am going to throw you off the mountain cliff. Now, Bhadra requests her that I was just joking. I did not had any intentions to hurt you. He said, no, I am going to kill you now at any cost. Now, at this particular point of time, she said, whatever lifestyle that you have got right now, it's just because of me. He said, no, I will kill you at any cost. She said, okay, now you have decided that you are going to kill me. Now you stand at the cliff and I want to perform a pradakshina before you throw me down the cliff. He says, okay, perform the pradakshina. Okay. Now, it is said that as soon as she performed the half circumambulation, half pradakshina, she threw her husband off the cliff, whose name was Kalan. Later on, she repented this act and she became a Buddhist nun. And the name of the Buddhist nun was Kundalkesi. So this is the journey how Bhadra became Kundalkesi, a Buddhist nun. And this story was composed by Nath Kuthanar. Okay? So please note down fast, Kundalkesi. Kundalkesi. The story rotates around two important characters. See, Pratap has asked me one question, sir. What did we see in Kalan that she decided to marry her? Guys, it is always said, love is blind. So I don't know what she saw, but in that case, what happened? She decides her to marry. Hence, it is proved from the ancient time. There is no logic behind love. Correct? So please note down, Kundalkesi. This is a story which rotates around two important characters. Bhadra and Kalan. In the later part of the story, Bhadra kills her husband Kalan and repents the act by becoming a nun whose name is Kundalkesi. This Sangam epic was composed by Nath Kuthanar. Nath Kuthanar. Okay? Yes, smart daughter of a merchant. Perfect, Himanshu. Now let's talk about few Sangam dynasties, Cheras, Cholas, and Pandyas. Now guys, what kind of questions can come up in IB ACIO? okay, from these three important dynasties. The first question that can come up from these dynasties is about the location of these dynasties. Second question that can come up is about the capital of these dynasties. Third question that can crop up from this part is particularly about the important ports of these dynasties. Fourth question that can crop up from these dynasties is particularly about the symbol. And the fifth question can come up about few important rulers. I'm not saying all. Okay? So, since usually IB ACIO and other one-day examination go for questions which are quite factual in nature and direct based. Okay? So, these 5 things can be focused in the examination. Location, capital, important ports, symbols, and few important rulers. Okay, very good, Harsh. So these kind of questions can crop up in the examination. So within 1 minute, we are going to understand individual kingdoms. And I'll tell you what to note down. Okay? Cheras. Listen to me very, very carefully. Okay? Cheras. This is Pandyas. Now listen to me. Cheras. I'll give you one small hint. Where was majorly the Chera kingdom located? I'll give you a small hint. This place is also called as God's own country and the spice garden of India. Take a wild guess. Very good, Rehan. Very good. Nivedita, Sia, Prathamesh, Jai Shakti, Abhinandan. Very good. Very good. Jatin, Pratap, Preksha. Yes. The kingdom of Cheras majorly covered the region of, yes, Kerala and very few parts of Tamil Nadu. I repeat, the kingdom of Chera majorly covered the region of, okay, which place? Kerala and certain parts of Tamil Nadu. First thing. The capital of Cheras was Vanji or Kor. The symbol of Chera was specifically bow and arrow. Okay? And apart from this, who are considered as the major rulers of Chera? One is Nendun Jeral Adan and second is Sengutuvan. Okay. Now, Nendun Jeral Adan, as per different Sangam text, it is said that he had moved towards the northern part of India. Okay. And it is mentioned about him that certain regions, like it is although an exaggerated title. Okay, it's an exaggerated title. He assumed the title Imaya Varambham. Imaya Varambham basically means one who has Himalaya as his boundary. So this is an exaggeration. But still, Nendun Jeral Adan, he assumed this title. But the most important Chera ruler of that time was Sengutuvan. Now, what is the most important aspect about Sengutuvan that we need to remember? It is said that Sengutuvan, he crossed the river Ganga. After crossing the river Ganga, from the banks of river Ganga, he brought few stones. And with the help of these stones, he laid down the foundation of a temple. And this temple is dedicated to goddess Kannaki or Kannaki Amman. I've told you the entire story. So he laid down the foundation of a temple dedicated to Kannaki. For the first time from South India, an embassy was sent to China. And it was sent during the time of Sengutuvan. Hence, he is called as Red or Good Chera. Now, Cheras, rather it be Cholas, Cheras or Pandyas, every one of them had a very, very, very vibrant trade. Why? Because all these three kingdoms are coastal states. Correct? I'll give you a very small example. Right since the ancient times, right from the time of Indus Valley civilization, why was the region of Gujarat developed? Okay, in medieval India, we will study one thing, that Gujarat was the epicenter of the activities. Majority of the rulers focused on Gujarat. Muhammad bin Qasim attacked the region of Sindh. Mahmud Ghazni attacked Gujarat. Third, Muhammad Ghori attacked Gujarat. Fourth, slave dynasty rulers attacked Gujarat. Alauddin Khilji attacked Gujarat. Apart from Gujarat, second place of importance was Malwa. Why? Gujarat, being a coastal state, had a very vibrant trade. And Malwa, it is located in Madhya Pradesh, Ujjain. It is believed by historians that Gujarat is important for trade. And the person who conquers Malwa can conquer southern part of India. Why? Because Malwa is a gateway to South India. It opens the doors of South India. So what happened? Gujarat was having a vibrant trade. Similarly here, what happened? All these kingdoms had a vibrant trade. How? Because they are coastal kingdoms. The most important ports were Thondi and Musiri of Cheras. So what do you need to remember about Cheras? Cheras, they majorly ruled over the parts of Kerala and certain parts of Tamil Nadu. Cheras had the capital at Vanji or Kor. Bow and arrow was their symbol. Apart from this, there was a person named as Nendun Jaraladan who had assumed the title Imaya Varambam, which basically means one who has Himalayas as his boundary. Second most important ruler was Sengotuvan. In fact, he is the most important ruler that needs to be remembered. Why? He constructed the temple dedicated to goddess Kannaki. First thing. For the first time, an embassy was sent to China during his time from South India. And Tondi and Musiri are the important port associated with Cheras. Please note down. Yes, Nivedita, perfect. It is called as a coastal, what we say, gateway to South, Malwa. Shantanu, coastal regions, perfect. Very good, Prathamesh. Cheras, they majorly covered the region of Kerala. And very few parts of Tamil Nadu. Their symbol was bow and arrow. Yes, Raju. Any question? Raju Jogalji. Their symbol was bow and arrow. Capital was Vanji or Kor. Its ruler, Nendun Jeral Adan. Its ruler, Nendun Jeral Adan, assumed the title Imaya Varambam. That is, one who has Himalayas as his boundaries. Do star mark in front of him. The most important ruler of Cheras was Sengotuvan. Star mark, very important. The most important ruler of Cheras was Sengotuvan. Also referred as Red or Good Chera. He constructed a temple dedicated to Kannaki. First king to send an embassy to China. He was the first to send an embassy to China. Himanshu, why he is called as Red Chera? Okay, see, specifically as I've told you, red, it majorly symbolizes one thing. It signifies one thing. It signifies expansion. Red is a like it's a symbol of revolution. So he had controlled the major part of the region, red. And good Chera, why? Because he has constructed a temple dedicated to Kannagi, sent an embassy to China, made different works for irrigation purpose in that region. Hence, he's called as red or good Chera. Got the point, Himanshu? Okay. See, Pratap, your question is, sir, can we assume specifically in that case, sir, can we assume that it is as per the present excavations that they had the similar culture to Harappans? I'll tell you one thing, my friend. Okay, we cannot assume things. Excavations are still under study. Okay, Pratap. Why? I'll tell you one reason. In Harappan civilization, we focused on one thing, that people majorly practiced animism. And they worshipped trees, animals, snakes, birds, and so on. Simple words, they believed in symbolic worship. But people in southern part of India, precisely during Sangam age, they believed in worship of Murugan. Murugan is nothing but Lord Kartikeya. Correct? So here we can go for what? Here we can go for certain assumptions, but not complete until the excavations are being proven properly. Got the points, Pratap? Yes. Raju, I'll try that. What we say, you'll get certain help in that case. Do not worry about this. I'll try. Do not worry. Okay. So, please note down the point. Here's the last point. Somebody was asking, repeat the last point. Yes. He was the first to send an embassy to China from South India. This was the last point. Yes, Harsh, there can be a question. And precisely, there can, see, those things that are not proven, there won't be any question. But yes, just be prepared for this from the perspective of current affairs. Okay, Harsh? He was the first to send an embassy to China. Thondi and Musiri are the important ports of Cheras. Thondi and Musiri are the important ports of Cheras. Got it? Pandya. Listen to me very carefully. Sia, you did not get any material. I guess the PDF have been uploaded on the app. Secondly, PDF is also being shared on the Telegram channel. Okay? So you can download the PDF from there. And secondly, like you guys had a problem with current affairs or so on. So I had discussed that issue with the current sir. And in that case, they have spoken to the team. Very soon, they will be coming up with the content on that as well. Okay, so Sia, you can download the PDF from the app. Secondly, you can download the PDF from the Telegram channel, wherein I post the other day or in the night, once I get free from the other lectures. Okay, got the point, Sia? Okay. Pandya. Yes, Atul, perfect. Even Patini cult or Kannaki cult is worshipped even today in southern part of India. Correct, Atul? What we say, Atul. Pandyan kingdom. Pandyas, specifically it is said that they majorly ruled the part of southern Tamil Nadu. Okay. Now, initially the capital of Pandya was Kapadapuram. If you remember, we had studied that at Kapadapuram, second Sangam was held. Now, at Kapadapuram, what happened? There was a huge deluge. There was a huge flood. Except Tolkapiyam, nothing survived. I mean, except the text Tolkapiyam, nothing survived at that time. And Pandyas were forced to shift their capital from Kapadapuram to a new place called as Madurai. And so, specifically, Pandyans, they ruled over the region of Madurai. Very simple words, Madurai was the capital of Pandyas, and Madurai is located on the banks of a river, Vaigai. So river Vaigai can be saved as the lifeline of the Pandyas. Okay, this kingdom is very ancient and it also finds mention in Kautilya's Arthashastra. If you remember Chanakya or Kautilya, I've told you he has written a beautiful book called as Arthashastra. Like I'll tell you about Arthashastra. If you go by the literal translation of Arthashastra, so you'll come to know that it is a book on economics. No, my friend. I accept that it is a book on economics, but it is not the only book on economics. It is a political statecraft. Arthashastra has 15 adhikarnas or 15 books. Apart from this, Arthashastra has 6,000 shlokas. Arthashastra has 150 chapters which cover 180 topics. Arthashastra has been translated into different languages. It is also translated into German language by Jacobin. Arthashastra is called as the first book on geopolitics. Correct? So the most important aspect here is Arthashastra, which was written by Kautilya or Chanakya at that time, in that the kingdom of Pandyas has been mentioned, which simply highlights one important fact, that this kingdom was prevalent from the time of Mauryas itself. Okay? So, it finds mention in Kautilya's Arthashastra. Its symbol was fish. And the most important port region was the the capital city of Madurai. Okay. Now, about Pandyas, it is said that Nendu Chezian was one of the most important rulers. Okay? Nendu Chezian was one of the most important rulers. And let me go to the medieval period. Okay? The last Pandyan ruler was Parakram Dev. Parakram Dev. Okay. And the ruler Parakram Dev, he was being defeated by Yusuf Khan. Who was Yusuf Khan? He was commander-in-chief of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So, the most important initial Pandyan ruler was Nendu Chezian. And the last ruler during the medieval period was Parakram Dev. He was defeated by Yusuf Khan. Who was Yusuf Khan? He was a military commander. He was a military general of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay? As I've told you, it's a coastal state. They might be having a very vibrant trade. And here, specifically, gold coins have been found on which Roman king or Roman god Augustus has been depicted, which simply exemplifies one thing. They had a very vibrant trade with the other countries as well. Majority of the Sangam were being patronized by Pandyan dynasty rulers. So what all things that you need to remember, I'll repeat again within next 30 seconds. Pay attention carefully. Pandyas, okay. Pandyas, they majorly covered specifically the region of Tamil Nadu. Initially, they had their capital at Kapadapuram. Later on, due to deluge, due to flood, they had to shift the capital to Madurai. Madurai is located on the banks of river Vaigai, which can also be said as the lifeline of what we say, the Pandyas. Apart from this, it is also believed that Pandyas had an important port at Madurai. So it was an important center of trade as well. Nendu Chezian was an important ruler. The last ruler of Pandyas was Parakram Dev. And he was being defeated during the medieval period by Muhammad bin Tughlaq's military commander, Yusuf Khan. Okay? Roman coins have been found here on which the Greek king or the Greek god Augustus has been depicted, which simply exemplifies that they had a very vibrant trade with the Roman world. And apart from this, this kingdom, it is said that they patronized all the three Sangam. So this is majorly about the Pandyan dynasty. Symbol was fish. So please note down. Yes, last slide. Yes, Deepak, how do you remember all this information? Deepak, the point is specifically, like I have been teaching history for past 7 to 8 years. So I have been teaching in multiple classes, so it becomes a habit. Okay, hence, yes, important ports, Harsh. The most important ports, as I've told you, Madurai, capital city, located on the banks of river Vaigai. Okay. Another port, if you want to locate, you can note down Salayur. So please note down Pandyas fast. Just note down the point that I'm saying, that's it. Pandyas majorly covered southern part of Tamil Nadu. Pankaj, we do not need to remember the founders here because many things as per inscriptions are obscure. So here we just need to focus on the kings who had led expeditions. Okay, Pankaj? Hence, I'm focusing on the kings who have led the expeditions. Pandyas, they majorly ruled over the region of Tamil Nadu. Initially, their capital was Kapadapuram. But due to deluge means flood. But due to deluge, the capital was shifted to Madurai, which is located on the banks of river Vaigai. Nendu Chezian, an important ruler, defeated the combined army of Cheras and Cholas. Yes, Rahan, Keladi civilization, which is quite in news, the same. Yes, yes. Prathamesh, on the banks of the river Vaigai. Yes, Keladi, which is quite in news these days. Parakram Dev is considered as the last Pandyan dynasty ruler. Parakram Dev is considered as the last Pandyan dynasty ruler who was being defeated by Usuf Khan in the medieval period, okay, who was being defeated by the Usuf Khan, military commander of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Pandyans patronized all the three Sangam. No. Mughals and Mauryans, how can they be contemporary to each other, Himanshu? Mauryas, they were in 3rd century. Okay, 3rd century BC and so on. Mughals, they came quite later, thousands of years later. Okay, the kingdom, I'm talking about the Pandyan kingdom, although it started from the time of medievals. It started from the 3rd century BC. It extended for thousands of years till the medieval period. And in the medieval period, it was being ended by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay? Yes, Joel, I'll explain that part. The point is, the Pandyan kingdom, it was started during the ancient period. It extended till medieval period. And during the medieval period, the last Pandyan dynasty ruler was Parakram Dev. He was being defeated by Muhammad bin Tughlaq's military commander in medieval period. But the kingdom was started during the ancient India. So the last ruler was Parakram Dev. That was a point, Joel. Okay? Did you get the points, Himanshu? Okay? Nendu Chezian, he was a ruler of Pandyas who defeated the combined army of Cholas and Cheras. So he was known for his expansionism, imperialism, and bravery. Clear? Okay. Hope so. Prathamesh is clear. Hope so. Sanidhya, I have made the point clear. Himanshu, is it clear? Joel, is it clear? Okay. Allah, Ganesh, you have a question that Malik Kafur. Okay, it is said that, I'll give you one example. If I go much in depth in the history, I'll tell you one thing. South Indian expedition during the medieval period, particularly during the time of Khilji dynasty, was led by Malik Kafur, who was one of the able military commanders of Alauddin Khilji. At that time, in the Pandyas, there were two rulers, Veer Pandya and Sundar Pandya. And there was a conflict between these two rulers. Okay. So Sundar Pandya sat on the throne, but later on, Khilji dynasty declined. New dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty came in. And Tughlaq dynasty, when they came in, at that time, Muhammad bin Tughlaq was the ruler. And here in Pandyas, who was the ruler? Parakram Dev. So what happened? Muhammad bin Tughlaq defeated Parakram Dev and conquered the entire region from the Pandyas. Is it clear, Ganesh? Yes. Symbol of Pandyas was fish. Is it clear, Mehak? No. Himanshu, please do not get confused about that. Yes, Akhil, the ports of Pandyas, you want to say. Ports of the Pandyas, as I've told you, Madurai, it is located on the banks of the river. Another important port that I've mentioned here is Salaiyur. Note down if you want to, Salaiyur. Is it clear, Akhil? Now let's come to, okay, Ganesh, thank you. Okay, good. Cholas. See, one more thing in Tolkappiyam, it just struck my mind. I was reading in one of the examination, it has been asked, which among the following Tamil text is also referred as the fifth Veda? So Tolkappiyam, which is a book on Tamil grammar, is also referred as fifth Ved. Please note down in Tolkappiyam. Yes, fast. Wherever you have written Tolkappiyam, please note that down right now. Tolkappiyam is also referred as Laghu Ved. Tolkappiyam is also referred as Laghu Ved. And also considered by many historians. Yes, second Sangam you have written, correct. Tolkappiyam is also called as Laghu Ved, and as per many historians is also considered as the fifth Ved. Okay, now let's speak about Cholas fast. Cholas, they majorly covered certain parts of Andhra and certain parts of Tamil Nadu. Okay, now Cholas' capital was Uraiyur, a very important port as well. And apart from this, their second capital was Vishakhapatnam, Vizag. Okay, so Uraiyur, it was known since the ancient time for trade in cotton. And Vishakhapatnam became their second capital. So specifically it is said that the kingdom of Chola is referred as Nirnadu. It is referred as Punal Nadu. So what is the basic aspect of Neer and Punal? Neer and Punal basically means water. So there might be a major water source in that region. And what was that water source? River Kaveri. Hence, the Chola kingdom is also referred as Kaveri Nadu. Very simple word, River Kaveri was a lifeline of the Cholas. Now, specifically it is said that there was one ruler of the Cholas whose name was Elara, a very important king. And it is said that apart from ruling over certain regions of Andhra and Tamil Nadu, he had conquered northern part of Sri Lanka and he ruled the region of Sri Lanka for 5 decades, 50 years. Okay. Another important ruler of Cholas was Karikal. And Karikal is very important because, see, I'll tell you one thing. Like, when you study geography, you will come to know about one thing. In geography, you study specifically that the North Indian rivers are perennial. They have water throughout the year. But South Indian rivers are seasonal. They only have waters majorly during the monsoon season and during the winter season. And majority of these rivers basically dry up, specifically during what? The summer season. So peasants in the southern part of India usually face problems associated with drought and so on. So there was a ruler whose name was Karikal. He constructed a dam for the purpose of irrigation. And that dam was referred as Kalanai Dam. Hence, Cholas are also referred as hydraulic engineers. They were experts in all these kind of things. They were expert in naval expedition. In fact, the navy of the Cholas was beautiful. Village administration of Cholas was exemplary. So, two important rulers. One was Elara. He conquered the northern part of Sri Lanka and ruled it for the next 5 decades, 50 years. Second important ruler was Karikal. And Karikal, he had constructed a dam on the river Kaveri, which is referred as Kalanai Dam, which provided a source of irrigation to the peasants or the farmers. Okay? So, yes, perfect, Nivedita, it was Kalanai Dam. Got it? Now, the symbol of Cholas was tiger. And the two important ports, as I've already told you, one was Urayur, other was Vizag or Visakhapatnam, or also referred as Kaveri Patnam. Got the points clear? Yes, Deepak, perfect. Vaigai was the lifeline of Pandyas. Similarly, Kaveri was the lifeline of Cholas. So please note down fast. Yes. Cholas. Capital was Urayur, known for trade in cotton. Capital was Urayur, known for trade in cotton. Second capital was Kaveri Patnam, also referred as Puhar. Also referred as Puhar. River Kaveri was a lifeline of Cholas. River Kaveri was a lifeline of Cholas. Chola king Elara conquered Sri Lanka. Chola king Elara conquered Sri Lanka and ruled it for the next 5 decades, 50 years. Another ruler of Chola dynasty, Karikal, he constructed a dam Kalanai. He constructed a dam Kalanai across the river Kaveri for the purpose of irrigation. For the purpose of irrigation. Yes. Another ruler, Karikal, I am repeating the point, Prathamesh. Another ruler, Karikal, constructed a dam Kalanai on the banks of river Kaveri for the purpose of irrigation. Okay? Tiger was their symbol. Tiger was their symbol. Okay? See, Harsh, is there any ancient name of this river? See, river Kaveri, it is also called as Neeranadu. Okay? But there are different names given to these rivers as per different local Tamil text. So majorly, specifically it is given the name Kaveri itself. Okay? Yes, yes. It is the same reason, same place, same place, same place. Yes, Atul. Perfect. See, many historians also believe that Bengal is from the time of the Cholas specifically. Okay? Yes. So now let's cover the part of Guptas. And before I cover the part of Guptas, I'll tell you one thing. Usually they do not ask in-depth questions in the IB related to current affairs, but if there is a question related to current affairs, go for reading Keladi once. Okay. I have just talked about Kumari Kandam or the lost continent of Lemuria. Go for reading Sengol. Many believe that it is also from the time of the Cholas, Cheras and Pandyas, precisely from the time of the Sangam age. Okay. So specifically different system. Also read the village administration just in short. One more important fact. Majority of the people in southern part of India worshipped Murugan. Who was Murugan? Lord Kartikeya. And Lord Kartikeya was also referred as Lord of Six Abode. So, Murugan was a major god that was being worshipped in southern part of India. Okay? Apart from this, one terminology that you have to note down, there is a village market in the specifically, or the markets that was held in the towns during the Sangam age, it was referred as Angadi. So please note down, Angadi were the markets during the Sangam age. Yes, very good, Prathamesh, son of Lord Shiva. Angadi. Yes, Madhav, the same jeweled anklet. Same. Same puhar. Angadi was the village market. First thing. Second point. Murugan, arrow, Lord Kartikeya. Note the terminologies. Murugan, arrow, Lord Kartikeya. Okay. Third thing that you need to note down. Angadi, rural market. Then third thing, note down Tairave. Tairave. These are taxes. Okay. Fourth thing. Themes I'm telling you. Okay. These are the words that you need to remember. Kurunji. Kurunji. Mountain. Okay. Taxes were called as Tairave. Yes, Deepak, you have to write these points under Sangam. Kurunji, mountain. Niyathal, coastal. Yes, who had asked me a question? Deepak. You have to write under Sangam age. Tax name Shantanu was Tairave. Pratap, you have asked what is Kudu Valai system. It is a system particularly in Cholas related to the electoral system, electing the heads. Okay? Electing the heads. Did you get the point, Pratap? Okay. Okay. Niyathal, coastal theme. One more thing you need, Pratap has asked a question. So if you want to note it down, you can note it down. Yes. Kudavolia system. Now, usually today we have EVMs, electronic voting machines. During the Cholas, what they used to do specifically, they used to write the name of the candidate, particularly on the palm leaves. And specifically, they were put inside the pot. And finally, the number of votes were being counted. So that was an election system based on merit. So Kudavolai system, just write down related to the elections. Yes, Deepak, Angadi basically means rural markets. Rural market. Okay. Murugan, I guess you have written down. Okay. Now let's start with the Guptas. My first question, who was the founder of Gupta Empire? Any idea, rough idea? Who was the founder of Gupta Empire? Yes, Harsh, don't worry. I have talked about what we say, these people. I guess the Shungas I've talked about. Okay. Tomorrow's session, I'm telling you what all I'll be covering. Today, I'm going to cover the major part of Guptas. Tomorrow, I'll be covering up with Gupta literature. Post-Mauryas, in which I'll be covering Kanvas, I'll be covering Satwahan, major part. Certain rulers of Kushan. Then I'll be covering Harshvardhan. And then I will switch on to your medieval part. Yes, I've spoken to the team. In fact, I would be taking the medieval part as well. Okay? The medieval part would also be taught by me. Do not worry. Okay, guys? Akash. Very good. Sri Gupta was the founder of... Pratap, you have a question. Why did the later rulers in India did not have that much control over the navy in comparison to the Cholas? My friend, I'll tell you about two important dynasties. You won't believe that they had a very strong navy. One of the best and the strong navy, you might have heard about one of the kingdoms which was being founded by Chaulang Sukpa. Like there is one of the major ironies of our history. Like we majorly focus on Mauryas, we focus on Guptas, we focus on the prehistoric culture, Indus Valley civilization, but we do not focus on the dynasties of Northeast India, dynasties of Kashmir, dynasties majorly of southern part of India. Correct? So there was one dynasty in the northeastern part of India that was referred as Ahom dynasty, medieval period. And this dynasty was being founded by Chaulang Sukpa. It is said that specifically Ahom dynasty had a warrior whose name was Lachit Borfukan. He has defeated the army of Aurangzeb for 17 times, 17, because they had a very strong command over the waters. Very good naval system. Second best navy was of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Ji. Marathas were known for their naval supremacy. So we cannot say that precisely that after Cholas there was no development in the navy. Okay? Who has asked me the question? Pratap, did you get the answer? Yes. Now we are going to study the major rulers. Forts in the Konkan, yes, perfectly. Yes, perfect. Okay. Now, guys, without wasting any more time, let's begin with the Gupta Empire. Okay. Yes, Kerala's naval history. Perfect, Joel. I'll give you a very small example of the modern India. A very small example of the modern India. Muwakkars. Yes, perfect, Joel. Like you might have heard about the Battle of Kolachal that was being fought between the Martand Varma specifically and the Dutch East India Company. In that case, they had an expert navy. So there are many such examples, okay? Zamorins also. Exactly. So let's speak about first thing. Many historians say that Chandragupta I was the founder of Gupta Empire. Listen to me very carefully, okay? So, Deepak, listen to me. After Cholas, Cheras, Pandyas, what I've explained, Sangam age, okay. After Sangam age, majorly we study the Gupta Empire. Because after Sangam age, it extends up to 3rd century AD, okay. From here begins the, role of Gupta Empire. Is it clear, Deepak? Now, pay attention carefully. Many historians have dissenting opinion that Chandragupta I was the founder of Gupta Empire. But how do we come to know that Maharaj Sri Gupta was the founder of Gupta Empire? We come to know through one inscription. Like I'll tell you, in the coming years, there would be one ruler whose name is Vikramaditya. And Vikramaditya had a daughter named as Prabhavati Gupta. Okay, he had a daughter named as Prabhavati Gupta. It is said that there is an inscription related to Prabhavati Gupta, which is referred as Pune copper plate inscription. And in that inscription, it is mentioned that Maharaj Sri Gupta was the founder of Gupta Empire. And from there, we come to know that Sri Gupta can be considered as the founder of Gupta Empire. Okay. Now, with the arrival of Guptas, there was a revival of ancient Indian Hinduistic practices. Okay. Now, precisely speaking, I'll give you a very simple example. With the arrival of different Shramanic movements such as Buddhism and Jainism, what happened? There was decline of Hinduism. But with the arrival of Guptas, there was revival of Hinduism and precisely Vaishnavism. Means worship of Lord Ram, Vishnu or Krishna, and majorly worship of Lord Vishnu. How do we come to know about this? Because on the coins of Gupta, we find Lord Vishnu, we find Goddess Lakshmi, we find Garud. Garud means eagle, and eagle is considered as a vehicle of Lord Vishnu. Correct? Vahan of Lord Vishnu. So hence we come to know that Gupta rulers were followers of Vaishnavism, worship of Lord Vishnu. But still, they revered and respected different other religions. Okay? So just you need to remember, Maharaj Sri Gupta can be considered as the founder of Gupta Empire, and the actual policy of imperialism, actual policy of expansionism, it started from the time of Chandragupta I. Okay? So the first thing is Maharaj Sri Gupta. He is considered as the founder. From the time of Chandragupta I, what happened? Specifically, it is said that the kingdom started following the policy of expansionism. They continuously expanded their territories. Got it? Like specific, why he's called as a real founder of Guptas? Because he started expanding the kingdom. In fact, it is said that he got Patliputra in dowry. Okay? He married Lichavi Princess Kumar Devi and got Patliputra in dowry. Apart from this, it is also believed that specifically, we come to know about him, Chandragupta I, through Mehrauli iron pillar inscription located near Delhi. Okay? And the most important ruler was Samudragupta. So Sri Gupta was founder. He was being succeeded by his son Chandragupta I. He was being succeeded by his son Samudragupta, who is also called as Napoleon of India or Indian Napoleon by Vincent Smith. So policy of expansionism started from the time of Chandragupta I. He got Patliputra in dowry. He extended the kingdom from Patliputra as far as Allahabad. Okay? And we come to know about him from the Mehrauli iron pillar inscription. And Gupta rulers assumed exalted titles, very big titles. So he assumed the title Maharaja Dhiraj, King of Kings. Okay? So please note about Sri Gupta and Chandragupta I in one line. And after a short break of 5 minutes, I'll continue with the others. Okay? Milind, you have a question. Chola Empire extended in Southeast. See, different South Indian historians focus on one thing. Or they also say that the Chola Empire, as I've told you, the king Elara, he ruled over the region of northern part of Sri Lanka. Many believe that major part of Sri Lanka was being ruled. Certain parts of Southeast Asia was also being ruled. Okay? So different opinions have been given on this. Hope so, Milind, the point is clear. Okay. Chandragupta I, note down fast. Sorry, just note down Sri Gupta, arrow. Considered as the founder of Gupta Empire. Somebody had asked me a question. I could not read that comment because there are more than 45 questions that I'm watching on the screen right now. So somebody had asked me a question about Vedic civilization or something like about the religion. I could not see the comment. If possible, ask me again. Okay. Sri Gupta was the founder of the Gupta Empire. Second, Chandragupta I. Chandragupta I, he married Kumar Devi, a Lichavi princess. Lichavi princess basically means they ruled over the region of Vaishali in Bihar. Chandragupta I, he married a Lichavi princess, Kumar Devi, and got Patliputra in dowry. Okay? He adopted the title Maharaja Dhiraj. Mehroli iron pillar inscription near Delhi. Mehroli iron pillar inscription near Delhi mentions about his conquest. Mentions about his conquest. Okay? It's approximately 3:40. Correct? What's the time? 3:41. We'll reassemble at 3:50. Class will be till 3, what we say? It's 3:41, na? Okay. 3:45, 3:46, we will reassemble. Okay, because class will be till 4:15, 4:20. Okay, guys? So, just take a break of 5 minutes exactly. Got it? Okay. Reassemble very fast. Yes, Hamom, I will explain Samudragupta. Don't worry. I am not. Yes, friends. So let's continue. Everyone assembled, gathered. Yes, guys. Okay. Let me answer a few questions. Nivedita, sir, can you draw the chart of the Gupta rulers? Do not worry, Nivedita. I'll draw the chart of the Gupta rulers in the end so that the things would become quite easier for you guys to memorize. Okay. Apart from this, there was a question by Rehan. And question, Rehan, is Rig Vedic period religion was based on magical rituals formula, whether the statement is true or false. This statement is completely false. Why this statement is completely false? There's a reason behind this. The early Vedic religion or the Rig Vedic religion was majorly based on hymns and mantras. Apart from this, they believed in something called as animism, and majority of the gods were nature gods. I'll give you a small example. Indra, rain god; Agni, fire god; Vayu, wind god; Surya, sun god; Aranyani, goddess of forest; Aditi, goddess, mother of all goddess; Usha, goddess of dawn. So all these are related to nature. Okay, Rahan? So early Vedic religion was not based on magic or rituals. It was based on prayers. Yes, in the later Vedic part, precisely from the Yajurvedic time, there was more focus on rituals in comparison to the prayers and so on. Okay? Hope so the point is clear. Who had asked me the question? Rahan, you had asked me the question. Is it clear? Okay. Hamam, I have not started here. I'm answering the question of what has been asked to me by Rahan. Okay? Now listen to me very carefully. Maharaj Sri Gupta was considered as a founder of Gupta Empire. We know very little, or inscriptions mention very little about another person called as Ghatotkach Gupta. So many believe that Maharaj Sri Gupta was succeeded by Ghatotkach Gupta. He was being succeeded by Chandragupta I. Okay? Chandragupta I. And after Chandragupta I, there was another person whose name was Samudragupta. Very, very important one. Why? Samudragupta, as per Vincent Smith, he is referred as Napoleon of India. Why Napoleon of India? He followed a policy of expansionism and imperialism. Majority of the rulers of northern India had accepted his suzerainty. I've talked about Chandragupta I. Chandragupta I had Patliputra as his capital, and he had extended his kingdom till Allahabad, present-day Prayagraj. Okay. But Samudragupta, he followed the policy of expansionism. He followed the policy of continuously increasing the territories. Correct? So what did he do? He conquered the kingdoms in different parts. Like there were 12 major kingdoms in northern part of India. He defeated all 12 of them. Apart from the southern part of India, there were also few 8 kingdoms. He defeated all of them. Sorry, 12 kingdoms in southern India and 8 kingdoms in northern India. Every one of them were being defeated. Pratyant, the border states were being defeated. The forest states were being defeated. Like in Pratyant, I'll give you a few examples. Samtata in East Bengal, present-day Bangladesh, defeated. Kamrup in Assam, defeated. Davak in Assam, defeated. Kartipura in Assam, defeated. Forget about that. At that time, Kushan, who used to call themselves as Devaputras. Devaputras means we are the sons of the god. They were also being defeated. So Samudragupta, he defeated major kingdoms in South India. He defeated major kingdoms in northern part of India. He defeated the tribals. He defeated the border states, which are also referred as Pratyant, such as Kartipura, okay, Kamrup, Davak, Samtata. He also defeated the Kushans, that is those who call themselves as Devaputras, sons of the gods. And how do we come to know about that? He has defeated them. He has defeated them. We come to know about these things from Allahabad pillar inscription. And who has written Allahabad pillar inscription? Allahabad pillar inscription was being written by Hari Sen. Who was Hari Sen? Hari Sen was a court historian in the court of in the court of Samudragupta. So Hari Sen mentions about the conquest of his master in Allahabad pillar inscription. In fact, it is also said that Samudragupta used to perform lot many Ashwamedh Yagna. Samudragupta, he was also fond of playing musical instrument called as veena. Hence, Allahabad pillar inscription also mentions Samudragupta as Kaviraj. Kaviraj means the poet king. Apart from this Samudragupta, he was being, like it is said, that he is compared to various Vedic gods, such as Indra, Kuber, god of wealth. He is compared with what we say, Yam, god of death. So this is majorly about Samudragupta, who followed the policy, continuous policy of imperialism and expansionism. Okay, like I'll give you another example. Like right in the start itself, I have told you that Gupta rulers were worshippers of what we say, Lord Vishnu. They were followers of Vaishnavism, but still they revered and respected various other religions. And how do we come to know that? I have given you the example of Maharaj Shrigupta. Second example I'll give you of Samudragupta. It is said that he performed Ashwamedh Yagya, but at that time Buddhism was also spreading in northern part of India. And what happened? At that time, it is said that particularly the king of Sri Lanka, Meghavarman, he wanted to construct a monastery in Bodh Gaya where Buddha had attained enlightenment. So he wanted to take a permission that I want a piece of a land and I want to construct a monastery because there are many pilgrims from different parts who come to visit this place. In fact, the piece of the land was being given by Samudragupta. Monastery, for the construction of monastery, he also provided aid. This simply exemplifies one thing. Although the Gupta rulers were followers of Vaishnavism, but they still revered and respected various other religions. Okay? So, specifically Samudragupta, he was not only an imperialist, he was not only an expansionist, but also he respected various other religions. So this is majorly about Samudragupta, who is also referred as Napoleon of India. So he followed the policy of religious tolerance. Okay? Did you understand? Anjali, so usually I post the PDF on the group. From there you can do this. In the end, I would be taking a small test. From there you can go into that. Harsh? Yes, for the first time, Veena mentioned in Samved. Okay. Deepak. The largest kingdom that we can assume till now that we have seen was of Ashok. After Ashok, the largest kingdom was of Samudragupta. Okay, Deepak? Please note down fast, guys. Please note down fast. Okay, Deepak. Samudragupta. Samudragupta is also called as Napoleon of India by Vincent Smith. Samudragupta is also called as Napoleon of India by Vincent Smith. He defeated many rulers to south of Patliputra. He defeated many rulers to the south of Patliputra. And north of India. Secondly, he defeated Kushanas. He defeated Kushanas or Kushans who call themselves as Devaputras. Who call themselves as Devaputras, sons of God. Yes, Joel, I'll repeat. He defeated Kushans. Acha, you want me to repeat from the start? Okay. Samudragupta was called as Napoleon of India by Vincent Smith. He defeated many kingdoms to the south of Patliputra and North India. He defeated Kushanas. Who called themselves as Devaputras, sons of God. He defeated the border states called as Pratyant. He defeated the border states called as Pratyant, such as Samtata, East Bengal, Davak, Assam, Kamrup, Assam, Kartipura, Kashmir. We come to know about the military conquest. We come to know about the military conquest of Samudragupta from no Rishi. Guptas were not Kshatriya, Guptas were Vaishya. We come to know about the military conquest of Guptas from Allahabad pillar inscription और प्रयाग प्रशस्ति और प्रयाग प्रशस्ति written by Hari Sen. Who was a court poet. Who was a court poet. Samudragupta was fond of playing veena. Samudragupta was fond of playing veena, a musical instrument. Yes, so shall repeat the point. The point was, we come to know about the military conquest of Samudragupta from Allahabad pillar inscription, also referred as Prayag Prashasti, written by Hari Sen, a court poet. Samudragupta was fond of playing veena. Hence, he is also called as Kaviraj. Kaviraj. He granted permission to Meghvarman, ruler of Sri Lanka. He granted permission to Meghvarman, ruler of Sri Lanka, to construct a monastery at Bodh Gaya. To construct a monastery at Bodh Gaya. Okay? He is compared to various Vedic gods. He is compared to various Vedic gods, such as Indra, Kuber, god of wealth. Kuber, god of wealth. And Yam, god of death. Okay. Now write Chandragupta II. C. Meghvarman, ruler of Sri Lanka. Okay. See, Abhishek, there were many titles associated with Samudragupta. He is also called as Parmeshwar. He is called as Param Bhatarak. So there are many titles. Okay. Anisha, the last point that okay. God part. Okay, Joel. The last point was he is compared to various Vedic gods such as Indra, Kuber, god of wealth, and Yam, god of death. Okay. Now, is it clear, Joel and Anisha? Okay. Now let's understand about Chandragupta II. Now pay attention carefully. Majorly, Samudragupta, he had conquered northern part of India, but he could not conquer the western part of India because the western part of India, such as Gujarat and Malwa, was under Sakas. Okay. So Samudragupta could not capture that. It is believed that historians have two opinions. After Samudragupta, there was his elder son who sat on the throne, whose name was Ramagupta. On the other hand, few historians believe that he had another son whose name was Chandragupta II, also called as Vikramaditya, who sat on the throne. So majority of the historians support the second viewpoint, that Samudragupta was succeeded by his younger son Chandragupta II, also referred as Vikramaditya. And as I've told you, Samudragupta II could not capture the region of Western India, particularly Gujarat and Malwa, which was under whom? Which was under Sakas. And at that time, the ruler of Saka was Rudrasimha III. So here, Chandragupta II, also referred as Vikramaditya, who sat on the throne, he thought in a very diplomatic manner. Now, what did he do? Try to surround your enemy. Correct? And how do you try to surround your enemy? Try to surround your enemy with your friends. So what did this person Chandragupta II do? A very diplomatic game that he played here. Chandragupta II, he was the ruler of Patliputra. So what happened? He married Central Indian princess Kuber Nag. Okay? Chandragupta II, he was ruling in Eastern India, Patliputra, Bihar. Now he tried to maintain good diplomatic relations with Central India. How? He married Kuber Nag. Who was Kuber Nag? Central Indian princess. First thing, after marrying Kuber Nag, he had a daughter from Kuber Nag whose name was Prabhavati Gupta. You had seen it in the start. So he had a daughter named as Prabhavati Gupta. Now what did he do? He married his daughter Prabhavati Gupta to Vakataka ruler Rudrasen. And Vakatakas, they were ruling in the region of Deccan. So in the east, Guptas were ruling. In central India, he married a Naga princess, Kuber Nag. In Maharashtra, majorly the region of Deccan, Vakatakas were ruling, particularly Rudrasen. So Chandragupta II, he himself married Kuber Nag. Okay? He had a daughter named as Prabhavati Gupta. He married his daughter to Vakataka prince. So he surrounded his enemy from all the directions. Matrimonial alliances, we have studied previously. Correct, Nivedita? Matrimonial alliances is one of the best policies to increase one's power and strength. Correct? So what happened? Now he married his, what we said, daughter Prabhavati Gupta to Rudrasen. After some time, Rudrasen died. Rudrasen passed away. So what happened? His daughter sat on the throne. And here Chandragupta II, he became the virtual ruler of Vakatakas. After some time, seeing as an opportunity, he directly attacked Sakas, and the last Saka ruler, Rudrasimha III, was being defeated. And now Gujarat and Malwa also became the part of what we say Gupta Empire. And secondly, here the capital was Patliputra in the east. In the west, a new capital would be formed in the form of Ujjain. And after this, Chandragupta II assumed the title Vikram Aditya. He assumed the title Simha Vikram. That is, he had slayed a lion, he has killed a lion. He assumed the title Sakar, destroyer of Sakas. So during the time of Chandragupta II, Ujjain, it became the second capital of Gupta Empire in the west. So this is how he defeated the Sakas and conquered the region of western part. Okay? His court was adorned by Navratnas. Okay? Few among them are Amar Simha. Second, you might have heard about him, a very famous poet of ancient India, Kalidas, who is also called as a foolish poet. Initially, he was called as a fool. And tomorrow we are going to study about the dramas that are written by Kalidas. Okay? So, Kalidas, Amar Simha, these are one of the Navratnas in the court of Chandragupta II. In fact, it is said that there was a Chinese traveler who visited the court of Chandragupta II, whose name was Fahim. Okay? So this is majorly about Chandragupta II, how he diplomatically defeated Sakas and occupied the region of Gujarat and Malwa from them, which was under them for 2 to 3 centuries. Clear the role of Chandragupta II? Yes, is it clear? Yes, Sundar, Rudrasimha III, he was the ruler of Sakas. He was being defeated. Okay? Yes, guys, please note down fast. Okay, wonderful, great. Please note down fast. Historians believe that Samudragupta was succeeded by Chandragupta II. Okay, Sundaraj. Chandragupta II married Central Indian princess Kuber Nag. Chandragupta II married Central Indian princess Kuber Nag. He married his daughter Prabhavati Gupta. He married his daughter Prabhavati Gupta to Vakataka Prince Rudrasen. To Vakataka Prince Rudrasen. Please write fast, guys. Chandragupta II married Kuber Nag, Central Indian princess. He married Prabhavati Gupta, his daughter, to Rudrasen, Vakataka prince. The last Saka ruler, Rudrasimha III. Rudrasimha III. was being overthrown by Chandragupta II. Chandragupta II is also called as Vikramaditya, Simha Vikram, and Sakar, destroyer of Sakas. Okay? Then, Kalidas was a poet. Yes, Sakas, Pratap, they were foreign invaders. Correct. Kalidas was a poet in the court of Chandragupta II. Prathamesh, the full sentence is Kalidas was a poet in the court of Chandragupta II. Ujjain became the western capital. Ujjain became the western capital of Guptas during the time of Chandragupta II. Yes, second last sentence. The sentence was, he assumed the title like Vikramaditya, Simha Vikram, and Sakar, that is destroyer of Sakas. Is it clear, Prathamesh? Fahin, a Chinese traveler, visited India during the time of Chandragupta II. Okay? Now just remember one thing. After Chandragupta II came another important ruler whose name was Kumar Gupta. Okay? And Kumar Gupta, one of the most important thing that you need to remember about Kumar Gupta is he laid the foundation of one of the universities at that time, which was considered as the epitome of knowledge and wisdom. And that university is Nalanda University. And later on, the Nalanda University was being destroyed by Bhakhtiyar Khilji during medieval period. Okay? Very good, Jatin. Very good, Lopmudra, Harsh, and Nivedita. Yes. So Kumar Gupta, the Gupta dynasty ruler, laid down the foundations of Nalanda University. So please note down, yes, it is compared to the modern universities. Chandragupta II was succeeded by Kumar Gupta. Chandragupta II was succeeded by Kumar Gupta, who laid the foundation of Nalanda University. Kumar Gupta was succeeded by Skandagupta. Kumar Gupta was succeeded by Skandagupta. And one thing to be noted, at that time, Central Asian tribe, Hunas, were attacking India. So Skandagupta protected India from the attack of Hunas. So please note down, Skandagupta protected India From Huna's invasion. From Huna's invasion, a Central Asian tribe. Yes, correct, Himanshu. Many villages had to pay a tax to run the, what we say, administration of Nalanda University. True. Central Asian tribe. Okay. So, Nivedita, you had asked me a question initially. Please note down the hierarchy. In the end, just mention one thing. Shrigupt, Ghatotkach, Samudragupt, Chandragupta II, Kumargupt, and Skandagupt. Is it clear, Nivedita? You had asked me a question. Is it clear to every one of you? Yes, guys? Yes, perfect, Harsh. Oh, yes, one more. Chandragupta I. Ghatotka, Chandragupta I, Samudragupt, Chandragupta II, Kumargupt, and Skandagupt. Yes, perfect, Himanshu. Okay, guys? So tomorrow, I'll be covering up the administration. I'll tell you what all things I'm going to cover tomorrow. Very fast, we have to go tomorrow. Administration, few literature part by Kalidas. I'll be talking about Kanvas, Satvahan, Kushan. Okay? And Harshvardhan. And then I will be starting with Muhammad bin Qasim, Mahmud of Ghazni, and Muhammad Ghori. Okay? So, major part I have already covered. Please keep on revising the concept. Please keep on revising the terminologies, because these concepts and terminologies are very important. Okay. Skandagupt, the last point. Okay. Skandagupt, specifically it is said that he protected the Huna's invasion, the tribe from Central Asia. Okay. Yes, Harsh, here I am trying to cover the major aspects of ancient India. So it would be the last class of ancient India. And tomorrow I'll be starting with the medieval part as well. Okay, clear, Harsh? Clear, everyone? Please keep on revising the concepts. Okay. So guys, with this, I'll stop my today's session. Okay. Defeat of Sakas, Deepak. Like it is said that Chandragupta II, he defeated the last Saka ruler whose name was Rudrasimha III and occupied the region of Gujarat and Malwa from him. Since he defeated the Sakas, he assumed the title Sakar. Sakar basically means destroyer of the Sakas. Clear? Deepak ji? Mehak, he was being defeated. Okay? Yes, Harsh. Modern Indian history, I don't know, but let's see. Medieval, I'll be teaching. But if the team goes ahead with this, I will be teaching modern as well. Okay, guys? So let's see. It completely depends. Okay. Yes, yes. Yes, Roji, I'll try that. I'll teach the modern part. Okay. Okay, guys. So how did Rudrasimha III die? Okay, Rudrasen II die. Okay, who has asked this question? Mehak. It was a natural death. Okay. Mehak. Takshila is one of the most ancient universities, right? Okay. Pratap. Takshila is one of the most ancient universities. So, specifically, it is from the time of Chanakya and so on. Okay. Okay, bye-bye everyone. Akhil, the art and culture part, I'm trying to cover the major part as a part of this itself. Like, I'll be talking about literature. I've talked about Sangam literature. I've talked about the literature of Vedic period. I've talked about Buddhism and Jainism. So, major part I'm covering here. Other parts you have to cover majorly from current affairs. Okay, I'll tell you how to correlate that things. So within 10 to 15 days, we'll try to cover the major part of the history, because it is next to impossible to cover everything. Okay, guys? So I'll be covering up the major part that is very important from the exam perspective. And now I'll also tell you how to revise in the end. So with this, I'll stop my today's session, guys. Thank you. See you guys. Bye-bye. Amrita, it is Skandgupt.